What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Flames back at it again. Another Bible reading video. Hey, we're about to be reading Judges chapter 7. Without further ado, let's get right to it, man. Gideon's 300 men. Then Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, and all the people who were with him rose early and encamped beside the spring of Harod. So remember in the last couple chapters, Gideon was shown these couple blessings. The Lord was going to show him that he was going to save the people of Israel, and he asked for these signs, and he received them. But yeah, rose early and encamped beside the spring of Harod. And the camp of Midian was north of them, by the hill of Moreh, in the valley. The Lord said to Gideon, "The people with you are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hand, lest Israel boast over me, saying, My own hand saved me. Now therefore proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, Whoever is fearful and trembling, let him return home and hurry away from Mount Gilead." Then 22,000 of the people returned, and 10,000 remained. And the Lord said to Gideon, "The people are still too many. Take them down to the water, and I will test them for you there. And anyone of whom I say to you, This one shall go with you, shall go with you, and anyone whom I say to you, This one shall not go with you, shall not go." So he brought the people down to the water, and the Lord said to Gideon, "Every one who laps the water with his tongue, as a dog laps, you shall set by himself. Likewise, every one who kneels down to drink." And the number of those who lapped, putting their hands to their mouths, was 300 men. But all the rest of the people knelt down to drink water. And the Lord said to Gideon, "With 300 men who lapped, I will save you, and give the Midianites into your hand, and let all the others go, every man to his home." So the people took provisions in their hands and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man to his tent, but retained 300 men. And the camp of Midian was below in the valley. That same night the Lord said to him, "Arise, go down against the camp, for I have given it into your hand. But if you are afraid to go down to the camp with Purah your servant, and you shall hear what they say. And afterward your hand shall be strengthened to go down against the camp." Then he went down with Purah his servant to the outposts of the armed men who were in the camp. The Midianites and the Amalekites and all the people of the east lay along the valley like locusts in abundance, and their camels were without number, as the sand that is on the seashore in abundance. When Gideon came, behold, a man was telling a dream to his comrade, and he said, "Behold, I dreamed a dream, and behold, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the camp of Midian, and came to the tent and struck it so that it fell and turned upside down, so that the tent lay flat." And his comrade answered, "This is no other than the sword of Gideon, son of Joash, a man of Israel. God has given into his hand Midian and the whole camp." As soon as Gideon heard the telling of the dream and its interpretation, he worshipped, and he returned to the camp of Israel and said, "Arise, for the Lord has given the host of Midian into your hand." So this is an example of somebody who was given a dream, right, by the Lord, and another person interpreted this dream. That is, our dreams still can work like that to this day. Sometimes we'll have a dream that has meaning, and you'll tell it to somebody, and that is, walking with God. And some people have the ability to interpret these dreams, or sometimes the Lord will give you discernment to be able to interpret these dreams and to be able to understand what He's trying to show you. Okay. Let's see. As soon as Gideon heard it, and he divided, "Arise, for the Lord has given the host of Midian into your hand." And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and put trumpets into the hands of all of them, and empty jars, with torches inside the jars. And he said to them, "Look at me, and do likewise. When I come into the outskirts of the camp, do as I do. When I blow the trumpet, I and all who are with me, then blow the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and shout, for the Lord and for Gideon." Gideon defeats Midian. So Gideon and the 100 men who were with him came to the outskirts of the camp at the beginning of the middle watch. And when they had just set the watch, and they blew the trumpets and smashed the jars that were in their hands. Then the 3 companies blew the trumpets and broke the jars. They let in their hands and left. They held in their hands. I'm sorry, guys. They held in their left hands the torches, and in the right hands the trumpets to blow. And they cried out, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." Every man stood in his place around the camp, and all the army ran. They cried out and fled. When they blew the 300 trumpets, the Lord set every man's sword against his comrade and against all the army. And the army fled as far as Beth Shittah toward Zerah, as far as the border of Abel Meholah by Tabbath. And the men of Israel were called out by from Naphtali and from Asher and from all Manasseh, and they pursued after Midian. Gideon sent messengers throughout all the hill countries of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and capture the waters against them, as far as Beth Barah and also the Jordan." So all the men of Ephraim were called out, and they captured the waters as far as Beth Barah and also the Jordan. Then they captured two princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeeb. They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb, and Zeeb they killed at the winepress of Zeeb. Then they pursued Midian, and they brought the heads of Oreb and Zeeb to Gideon across the Jordan. Wow, so he basically, what Gideon did is he saw the sign that he was going to bring the Israelites together, saw these three different signs. The original sign, which was let's see. When the angel of the Lord came up to him, and then he said, "The Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor." And Gideon said to him, "Please, my Lord, if the Lord is with us, then why has all this happened to us? Did they not warn of him?" The Lord turned to him and said, "Go in this might of yours and save Israel from the land of Midian. Do I not send you?" So he's basically, this is like the chapter before when he was talking to the angels. They're saying, like, "I sent you to do this." And then he asked for a second sign, which was, had to do with the sign of the fleece. Then Gideon said to God, "If you will save Israel by my hand, and you have said, Behold, I am laying a fleece of wool on the threshing floor. If there is dew on the fleece alone, and it is dry on all the ground, then I shall know that you will save Israel by hand, as you have said." And it was so. So he asked for a miracle just for confirmation, and he gave him that. And then an even more confirmation was this dream and the interpretation that he was able to hear. Then he knew 100% for sure. And then he went out and he reached out to all these other tribes of Israel, and they all came against these people. And he was able, basically, confirmed what was told about him was true, and it ended up happening. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. And it looks like we're not done yet. Get more into more of what Gideon did next chapter. And then the chapter 9 is going to be a long chapter. We're going to do that too. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all for watching. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for watching, tuning in. I love you guys so much. And I appreciate your viewership. And it means a lot to me. I don't really care about the views, but just it means that just one person watching. Makes me feel good. And yeah, thank y'all. Love y'all. See y'all here in a bit. Peace.